order. Renee, please, can you call roll?
Yes. Trinette present. Barbara Iberiza Torres,
Present.
Geraldine Amandola,
Present.
Jacqueline Levine, Madeline Santana,
Present.
Z Adams, Justin Trujillo, Charles James,
Present.
Elsa Ruz, and Felicia Salazar.
Present.
Justin,
Justin, text me that he's gonna be a little bit late, but he's good.
Madam Chair, you have one.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad we have a good group today. Any public comments? Okay, then we don't, any comments?
No, I'm here for the Fourth of July
Oh, okay, good.
that I see here.
Any deferrals, additions, or deletions to the agenda? None, let's move on. Review or approval of the minutes? Did everybody read it? Any comments? Okay, I have a quick comment, which is fixable. Is, I think they fixed it in, so when I read them, there were a lot of typos, so. Just make sure to use the, what is it, the. Subject. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as noted? Or as amended or fixed?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes. Okay, real quick, Chairman's report. I did. If you got something real quick. Hope everybody read it. I don't want to read it again to everybody. But basically, you know, we had our council meeting where we presented our reports. And there were some people present there, some members, which I was happy. I think it's the first time we have so many members at the and as you can see, I mentioned the name of the forum that we, you know, unfortunately we have last ones. And then regarding the second item, the committee use and sunshine law. I will be requesting for the council to review the rules. Because it's, I think it's too complacent and it's making people not, you know, participate or commit as we want. For all the other lists that need to be, especially our committee, which is very active. Request to the staff to activate the wheel of cows. We have a couple of people that are interested in either buying a cow or repaint. Actually, I spoke with if I'm making at the last meeting, the cow in the library. They're going to be remodeling it, and the director said that he wants to redo the cow with their library logo. So I said, well, you know, first of all, we need to move the cow out of there because we're gonna get the story by the contractors. So we that's the opportunity to just move the cow someplace. We pick an artist, or the town picks an artist, or we see who can do it. I know of an artist that said she will do the artwork for free, so that's good. So, so basically, that's, you know, request, like I said, the town to activate, because we have a form, actually edit it to include the new town,
The garden club did that years ago,
yes. Actually, the landscaping.
where the cow stands.
Yes, so, yeah, they're going to redo it because it's fading, and I think the artist already passed away, because he wasn't elderly. That was our first cow, actually. So, and the last item for request to the town is to update our database for current artists and musicians. We had several artists that are interested in doing artwork, and musicians that want to, you know, participate, and unfortunately, Matthew Casamayor is not here, because we spoke with them regarding collaborating on it, and we shall bring up next time because, he's not here, so I wanted him to speak to the committee on it. And last but not least, the current budget, unless it was changed, is, I think it's attached, right? Yes. So,
It's a part of everybody's package.
okay, it's right here, yeah, 39,500. And, there's one item here that I need to make sure that it's correct, and we'll verify it. Okay, any questions on the budget?
Before we move on the chairperson's report, I hear a lot of suggestions, direction from the chair. There are a lot of things here that the committee has not voted on. So just in case these are things that you guys want to move forward on, please make sure to bring it up as an agenda item so that there could be a proper motion, a discussion and direction for staff. Which I believe-
You're talking about the Lula House?
About all, most of the items. So there's a request about reinstating previous attendance. I believe that that's a suggestion from the chair. I don't think that the committee has discussed it. So if this is going in front of council requests, we do need, committee direction for it.
Okay, I'll put it in the agenda for next time.
Great. And then I do see a request for staff for the We Love Cows program. I do need next steps on that. This was discussed sometime last year. There was instructions given to the chairperson on what we would need to do, and I went back to minutes and a lot of when that was gonna come up on your agenda, you guys deferred it and it was never brought up. So this is something that does need to be discussed and motion done by the committee. I'm happy to reshare the instructions on that as well. And I see a request of staff to help current artist musician database. So again, if that's a topic of discussion, any
No,
suggestions?
we did create a database.
Correct.
It's just that it needs to be updated and the town needs to help us in that. I don't think
Correct.
We need the committee to do that.
I need to know if the committee wants any changes to the database as is, because as you
Oh,
mentioned,
okay.
it is made, so.
Okay, okay.
I do think that if there's any direction coming from the chair, it should be
Okay.
discussed with the
Has
committee.
any of you been able to access the database and review it to see if you think it needs to be there? No? Okay,
Through the
we'll
chair.
discuss it, we'll discuss it.
Through the chair, just so that we're on here on, I guess, on agenda items, I would ask that those updates, any motions, anything that needs to come from those items would be added as agenda items. So that we're following, the
Okay.
flow of the agenda better.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, now we go to old business, Independence Day. That's our main. Since we haven't been able to do a subcommittee meeting on it. We're gonna, most of the discussion tonight, hopefully will be to review whatever spending, and have, I'll, give us an update.
Yeah, so the event is already pretty much coordinated at this point. We are 2 weeks out from the event. All logistics are done. All sponsors are in. We are accepting sponsors for another 10 days, but at this point, it's only the lower tier sponsors. I've shared sponsorship packages with all of you. I put together a list of budget expenses, sponsors and food vendors that you'll have at the event. So there's a summary of that for you guys also attached as part of the agenda. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you to Justin for helping me with the food vendors, and thank you, Felicia, for the national anthem. And thank you to the chair of the Veterans Committee for the presentation of colors, but that's really all I have.
Presentation of colors. The pledge of allegiance.
Right, I'm waiting on him to confirm that.
Yeah,
But yes, that's part of the opening ceremonies that take place at 6:30
there's
p.m.
3 things that they do, the veterans do. The colors, which is gonna be the Marines, that police doesn't do anymore. The pledge of allegiance and something else.
National anthem.
Oh, and then.
National anthem,
the
pledge of
is-
allegiance.
Yeah, the anthem.
That's it.
We're covered with the anthem. We already have a
Right.
person. That's gonna do it. Okay, very good. Any confirmations on the, because I know I spoke actually with, where is it? Maybe you should figure out. Yeah, you can. Oh, no, Empanada Yayita, I don't think they're gonna participate. I spoke to them, last Saturday. regarding,
They are part of, a group of the vendors that are coming through the farmer's market, so I'm not removing them because I haven't heard anything from them. They are confirmed for the farmer's market, so
Okay,
that is safe.
I'll stop there because she personally told me that they did it last year.
Okay.
Because they make great empanadas, by the way, but it's the process, is instead of bringing them made, they make them there and it's time consuming for them, I guess. You know, and they,
But now that you mentioned food vendors, we are pretty much done with food vendors. We're not accepting anymore, because at this point, then there would not be enough
so
business.
we
for
have
everybody.
enough 16.
It is a total of 20. I think there may be one or two that are not on this list when the agenda was generated. If that's the case, I will send you guys an updated list, but also, just so you know, the website is being updated periodically for residents to review all there is to do at the events.
Okay, so if we can make more money, that would be even better. If we can get the low tier ones of $500, which I thought we were gonna get more of those, but I'm happy that we're getting a lot of the, platinum ones. Platinum and, silver, no? Okay, any questions, anybody?
What are the official times?
The event start time is 6:30 p.m. However, food vendors, I guess if it's, I know we usually meet anyways, like a week before, but we do have food vendors that start arriving as early as 2 p.m. That's the time they're given. So at that time, you'll see some cars load up. Diego from the farmer's market is helping with the logistics of that. Of like setting them up. So if you see him running around, just know that he's part of us doing that. So he'll guide them to their stations wherever they're supposed to be located. And then we also have sponsored tables that will be there. And those are going to be set up by 5:30 is what we're asking them to do. There is an event map that has been shared on our website for residents. And I can, when we meet, I guess I can also print it out for you guys as well if needed.
6:30, are they planning on starting the actual?
That's what time we have the ceremony, so those ones we just discussed, yeah, the DJ starts playing music at 6 p.m. Band arrives at 3 for sound check, and the stages drop the night before, the day before, I should say, which I sent an email to police about, so as a heads up. Because I normally ask you guys to do rounds just for security purposes since the stages. I know, somebody usually. park there on the-
What time is the fireworks? Cause I saw two different times.
The fireworks start at 9. If you see anything else, let me know. I know you're good about letting us know. that-
Yeah.
And then obviously the sensory room is taking place in Mary Collins Community Center.
Do we have a poster or a flyer or anything?
I am unsure. The committee, it sounds like that committee voted on doing a sign or something.
No, I'm saying do we have an official time, Miami Lakes,
Yeah,
Fourth of July?
Flyer.
Oh, that's what's being posted through all social media. You want me to share like a JPEG of it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fireworks will start at 9 o'clock, or something?
No.
Okay, so,
Again, these are, I want to highlight the fact that these are all details that are shared with our residents. They're aware as well.
so the timeline, you're still working on it, send me a draft.
The timeline, yes, is anyone from the committee going to be there? I'm just asking so that I know who to
Okay.
share the timeline is really just stop making sure that
Raise
things
your
are.
hand again, please. Who's gonna be there?
The one detail that I do have outstanding that does need committee support is usually the MC. I had this discussion with Felicia, she said she's willing to do the MC for the event, is that correct? Or if not, I would like to
You wanna do it,
discuss.
Charles, with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cause it's good. It's good.
Okay, great,
Okay.
thank you.
Let's be here for this.
Yeah,
Once-
last year you weren't here. Last
Right.
year it was me and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And it was very hot, so
Oh, wait.
for good weather, even if it's hot, you know.
Yeah, really well.
Volunteers will be. Released.
I was paying attention.
They'll be Robin. Charles. I think Justin wanted to be there, so I'll wait for him to come with me. And of course I'll be there. Okay, we have 4 people, that help us. So the other two are whoever we can be there, we'll put it. Any questions?
About the inflatable games, is that, they charging us 33.53?
Yes. So
Bounty
we
house?
do a fun zone area and that's what's sponsored by, there's two sponsors sponsoring that, as you'll see
So
on the list.
somebody's taking care of it. We know.
Well, they pay us and we coordinate the efforts of the
Okay.
fun zone.
All right,
Are we getting the people that you mentioned?
They are called We Run Fund.
Okay. Yeah, how do we improve it from what we had last year?
It's a lot better.
Okay, good.
about 20.
It's being capped at 20.
On the list is 18, but
Yeah, I think
There's
there's
a
one or
couple
two
more.
that came in after, so it'll be updated on the website.
Yeah, we need to check it by the.
But yeah, it's got that.
I know she's mentioned it to me that.
I love the play these.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the playlist,
Playlist.
that's the band, that's the one.
Amazing.
And, last year, we had the band and they said I play the same music as the DJ, so I have a list. Which is basically the same list that we had last year. I think the only song that is the same is just one, so it's good. Because we're gonna play, patriotic songs and happy music, dance, people wanna dance, so it's gonna be.
Very well
Last
done.
year, people loved the
I
music,
will
so
survive.
this year.
Right.
That's our favorite, isn't it?
Yeah, what?
I will survive.
Oh, we'll survive.
There again.
So,
Excuse me,
okay.
Al,
any questions?
Yes.
calendar shows, fireworks display will start at 9:30 PM
On the website?
on the event part, where it says upcoming events.
Upcoming events in the website, you say?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Thank you.
Normally, I think we have it at 9:30.
So
No,
it's 6:30, it's 6:30 to 10:30 with DJ
Uh-huh.
starting at 6, right?
No, I'm gonna have them update this
Okay.
because the event will be done by 9:30.
Nice.
If anything, probably a few minutes sooner. I am getting an exact time on when the fireworks will be done. Previously, it used to be a 25-minute show, but that was years ago. Prices have gone up and our budget is the same, so therefore the length has been scaled up.
It's shortened, right?
Yes, it has.
I have a quick question regarding the fireworks, because last year, there was no synchronization between the music and the fireworks, and there was some lapse. I don't know how we can fix that, because. it was
We
so
had
bad.
a meeting with the fireworks company. and
Yeah, because before they were great, I mean, they would have the CD, we would look at it or listen to it, and then use, but last year it was like.
Also, I don't see where it mentions, cultural affairs committee with the town putting this on, or the sensory room from special needs.
Entertainment and activities headline, section says Special Needs Advisory Board
Got
will
it.
be hosting games.
So I have to click like 3 places. Okay, got it.
Yes, it's under entertainment and activities. And cultural affairs logo is placed on the event map, which is being shared throughout social media.
Perfect, thank you.
So the timeline, the final timeline, they're gonna send to us, right? So we know what time we need to be there. So we should be there.
And
like
that setup starts as of morning of. So
No,
if
not
they're-
gonna be there.
right, so I'm just saying, if
So
you
the
guys
event
want the
starts at
timeline.
6:30, I think whoever's gonna volunteer should be there by.
What volunteer functions, will you guys be doing, just so I note it down?
Helping people that are handing out we're gonna be handing out stuff, no?
Usually
Or
council
the
hands
council.
out the beach balls that are those sponsored ones and the flags, but sure, you guys can also assist with that.
You think 6 o'clock?
And that's done after the opening
Um,
ceremony, so
Mm.
if you guys meet me on stage, I'll send you the timeline, and if you meet me on stage where after it says opening ceremonies,
Yeah,
I
and
can hand them to
we
you.
need
Okay.
also, if there are any dignitaries that we have to present, we need to know who arrives and who it is there, because that's how we did it last year. And also.
That's a very last minute thing from what I remember last year, as of right now, the only confirmations we have are our council.
Okay.
So then we have to be there by 6 or
Yes.
earlier.
6 will be good, yeah,
Okay.
it gets very hot.
Um, By the way, under entertainment activity, there it does say fireworks at 9.
Yeah, I'm looking, it's the preview that's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yes.
And we're gonna have a 9-hole mini golf?
Yes.
And you have been coordinating the request from the Jackson Bond Group. If they need to, because I don't think we need to have a table ourselves, and we're not gonna be, a couple of years ago, we had games and stuff, and this year we don't have anything. So either we use our tent for us to sit there on the side, of course, not in the middle, because in the middle, you're gonna be blocking the view to the stage. Are they being provided with like a backstage kind of, because I think they requested that, no?
We are giving them a tent that we have from the town with some chairs. They requested food and refreshments.
Okay, so they have their tent, so our tent.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
the
we can
town
set
has
it-
a
we can Set
branded
it up if we want to, but.
set up. What exactly? I'm sorry.
Remember last year we had our table.
Well, the town has a tent now. We
Oh,
have
the
a
town?
brand new town tent. So we
Oh,
were
no,
thinking
wait,
of using
no.
that for the
For us.
Jackson Bun Group.
Oh, for them, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking for us to, unless you bring your chair and you sit in the, like we normally do, so. Okay, we'll figure something out, so. But make sure the tent is there available in case we need to.
What tent?
The CAC tent,
The blue one?
the blue one.
Okay, yeah, that's in Mary Collins. Do you need it pulled out? I need to know in advance so that it's built into the timeline.
Yeah,
I can
let's,
tell
let's,
stuff.
let's have it there in case we need to set it up,
Have
if it's too hot or whatever, for people to, be in the shade.
So where exactly are we putting this tent? I only ask because at this point, we've already mapped out the entire event.
I think last year we put it next to the stage. Yeah.
So do you
But we
guys
did it
want
last year.
your? I will mention that your tent is not branded. It's just a blue, like it's a
Yeah,
regular
no,
blue
no,
tent.
the tablecloth.
So you guys want that next to the stage, next to the DJ?
And we may hand out, or schedule the day. Stuff like that. That's all I think we have to hand out, because I don't wanna have too much to eat. Unless we can make like a big poster that people can get on. Question about the stage. Last time we discussed to use, because we didn't know what our budget was gonna be. We selected this stage, the one for 10,000, and you said that we could upgrade it. How do we have to get the committee to approve if we want to upgrade it? or-
Yes, at this, you guys would have to approve that because that's a huge expense. Upgrading it is a huge expense.
Okay, but this one is sufficient for what we needed, right? You think so?
I mean, there's always bigger and better stages, but at this point, you're also 2 weeks out. I don't think the vendor's gonna have
Okay.
anything
No, that's
available for you.
Maybe next year we get enough, we can.
We did, I mean, but
But it's better than what we had last year.
it's a lot better.
Okay, good. That's all I needed to know. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so. I think unless you have a question for later, I think we're done with 7A.
Questions, sorry. Do we have to vote on any of this?
Usually, so ideally the committee would, work on most of these details. I know we were a little behind this year, so staff took charge of making sure things were done because
And I thank you for that.
No, this budget is. fabulous.
we just needed to make sure, I mean, I know you guys would agree, this is like probably the biggest, most important event, so.
Yes.
We just had to move on things, so.
Totally understand.
Okay, and if we get more sponsors, we'll add more money to.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want me to highlight a couple of the things that we raised, based on, I wanna say the enthusiasm and how sponsors received it, as you can see, like a lot of them were willing to give money for this. We have some ideas on how to elevate the package for next year, because now we anticipate receiving those dollars. So the package will be much pricier next year. And it will allow us to elevate the event. So the fun zone, as opposed to last year, is going to be a lot better this year. We rented out, like Madeline mentioned, the 9-hole mini golf. You're gonna see like a carnival game there and stuff like that. So it's more expensive, but it's a lot nicer. The stage is better than last year's. And what else? We are going to have a videographer. Last year we did not have one, so we're gonna have a videographer. We were able to budget for that, so like that we can recap the event, acknowledge the sponsors and use it for promotion for next year. And then we're trying to see if we can get maybe budget for the nicer toilets. I make no promises. That's one of the details I'm still finalizing. We have more light towers per police request, which takes additional funds. And what else? Yeah, and I think those are just a couple of the things, but overall, we do plan on upping
Yeah,
the
we need-
sponsor
we need to
package for
start-
next year.
We need to start planning at least 8 months to a year before. For sponsorship.
I think what was great that you guys did was confirm the band well in advance, because people do get booked out for 4th of July. So.
And I think we may have event for next year, so, which I'll mention next time. One thing that I would suggest is, keeping the sponsorship. I mean, you wanna make them, because the one that we showed it for Cold Spring was like, of course, it's a bigger city and a bigger, but, I think it's a good idea to upgrade the sponsorship amount. But I would keep the food trucks at 200. There's a lot
No,
of-
the food trucks are not gonna go up higher.
Okay, yeah, because.
And I know this is kind of us sussing it out to see.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that they obviously make profit off of
Yeah.
it. No, this is more in relation to the sponsorship levels
okay.
and what it includes and the prices for them.
Okay, good. Okay, anything else, or we move on? Okay, good. Thank you, everybody, for putting this together at the last moment. I was getting nervous, but at least and thanks to Al and everybody else who, contributed to this. So that may be Justin. But here's my flash. Okay. Oh, we're getting the anthems. The, $100, I think, it's just each. Which is very good, by the way. I met her and I told her, I heard her singing and I mentioned this. And I said to her, I want you to give us a Whitney Houston moment, so. And let's see if she's very young, but she's very talented. So, okay, next item, fishing tournament.
Yes, well, as you all know, we had to cancel the fishing tournament from last Saturday. And good thing that we did because it was raining that morning. The town manager indicated if, possibly we can move it, reschedule it to this Saturday, June 22nd. The fish bait guy is willing, to switch the dates. He's not willing to give us a refund on the bait, but he is willing to do it Saturday if we agree to, switch it over to June 22nd. The porta potty, I think that still might be feasible. We were thinking of changing it as opposed to putting it in the grounds property, putting it across the street in the Veterans Park. Because we were having an issue when we were calling the vendor to pick it up and drop it off. They wouldn't be able to do it at the time frame that the manager from the grounds wanted us to have it picked up. And because we don't want to have any issues, with leaving it in their parking lot longer than what they want us to. We thought maybe we can have it on the Veterans, which is just across the street. And since it's our property, we don't have an issue with them picking it up. Everything has been bought except for the raffle because of the weather, and we knew pretty much it was gonna get canceled, but all the other items, we have them, we purchased them. They're waiting either for this year or next year. I'd like to make a motion if we can move the event for the Father's Day fishing trip to this Saturday, June 22nd, same time, 8 to 11. Second by Denise.
Okay.
Discussions.
I have a couple of questions. Do we have a list of the people who signed up and how many? Because it's a very short notice from now till Saturday. You think we get enough time to advertise this as a reschedule?
So it's not ideal. However, I think that the thought process was trying to just get it back up since it's related to Father's Day. But really, again, up to the committee, that's just a suggestion from staff. And yes, of course, we do have the registrations. It's done through Eventbrite, and Eventbrite collects their personal information when they sign up.
But my question was, how many did sign up?
I can check for you.
Do we have the updated logo, the new date
for
The flyer.
the flyer?
So, staff already has the information ready to go. We just need to know if you guys, if this is something you guys wanna pursue, yes.
And for discussion, my one thing is, if we already invested in the bait, which is the biggest item, it's like over $500. And he's willing to do it on this Saturday, I mean, as opposed to just losing the $500.
My question is, if he brings the bait, we don't have to pay him.
We already paid him.
We gotta pay him anyway.
Right. So the bait, he's basically, either use it or, I don't know.
Use it or lose it,
Or
basically.
lose it. No, well, actually, he can resell it, but anyways,
But
So,
no,
but-
I wanna be clear, he was clear that we would not be getting a refund. He's just willing to move it to another date.
So the bottom line is, do we have the event or we don't? Everything's already paid for.
except the toilet. no?
Except the toilet.
Except for
Correct.
toilet. Oh, which by the way, the toilet, we were able to get it a significantly decrease in the price thanks to Madam Moore. We're
How
under
much,
budget.
right? How much?
Like, I think it's gonna be like
$63.
$63.
Wow.
63?
Yep.
Yeah, that's big.
I think Madam should be the one getting the quotes next.
Yeah, she's good at it. Okay, that makes me very happy because I was very concerned with that, but again, my main concern is, do we have enough time to advertise this and get enough people there? I know, we have are you gonna get the raffle stuff?
I can get the raffle stuff, that's not an issue,
I mean,
and we
it's,
have all the things, the only thing is, I understand maybe, some people might not, become aware in 1 week period.
No,
But
actually, it's
Regardless, we would
4
still,
days.
lose the bait, so it's.
Through the chair, can we get the signage out to show that the new date for the fishing is the 22nd?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can, I just.
Yeah, we put
just
that out,
need
and
to
then
vote.
also, can we contact the people that had already committed for the?
Yeah, so,
17th? Yeah.
I just pulled up the registrations and it was 49 people that signed up.
Mm.
So really, that's really what you're now going back and telling them, hey, we are, postponing the event for the Saturday, if you're available, you're always gonna have the risk of maybe a few
Yeah,
not
have-
being
have
available,
the-
but
Now the people should know.
That's a good one.
I think we're like limited on choice.
Well, we need to let them know and we need to advertise.
Correct.
Also, in our social media.
Correct.
Yeah, as soon, let's see what else. So we did the raffles, we got
The sponsors were very understanding
Yes,
and
the
have
sponsors
been
are fine
flexible
with
with
it,
us.
I know Joshua Hertz, he told me he's available, Brian, I haven't reached out to him, but he pretty much didn't have an issue last time.
Go for it.
Alright, so let's vote, all in favor of having the event for Father's Day.
This kind of motion.
I did do a motion, this was discussion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the motion again?
The motion is to have the Father's Day fishing trip was rescheduled to this Saturday, June 22nd,
Coming?
same time, 8 to 11. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously.
Okay, let's hope we get a good turnout, that's all. And the location for the toilet, make sure we coordinate, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I don't know if you've been to the site itself, I drove by, that Saturday in the
Yeah.
afternoon. The water is pretty high, and it was a good day, it stopped raining, and it was a perfect day for fishing, because, it was cloudy, so it wasn't sunny, all that, but they're doing road repaving. So there was no access to the parking, so I don't know, we may have to have someone in there guiding the people, because unless they fix that a week ago, there's no, it's.
I was there yesterday, I think the parking now is finished,
It's
because a lot of the sidewalk was done. I don't
Okay,
remember
yeah,
that part, but
because
it was a lot,
The entrance to the parking was like blocked,
yeah, it had like
and
little,
it was like a one-way thing, and when I turned into it, there was another car coming, and I was like, I didn't wanna get my car.
I think it is.
So, yeah, we need to verify that to make sure and have somebody guide the people as they show up. Because that is, they may not know, if they see the roadblock, they just go home or something, I don't want that to happen. Other than that, it seems to be fine. And just hope we get enough people there. Are you gonna take pictures? Are you gonna go?
No.
Okay, oh, well, now,
Cannot.
forgot to ask, how many people are gonna be there?
So,
Okay.
I'm not able to.
So we're gonna have Renee, of course. Renee. Charles. And Felicia. One last thing. You have the copies of
Yes, I will get them. to you.
everything?
The fishing log,
The fishing log,
details and the winners, yeah.
The list, well, you have the list, so it's, I think it was three things,
The
list,
individual log and then the winners log.
the winners, yeah, because we have to put, the first fish caught, the biggest fish, the steam, and so forth. So it's three things that we have to have there. Okay, good.
Oh, and the tables for the sponsors.
Yes,
So the only difference is 3 tables this year.
Yeah,
last
have
time we had one
we
table?
have-
yes, 3 tables, 2 for the sponsors and 1 for you guys.
And I have 2 boxes of fish crackers. Tradition. So I know we have food, we have the snacks, right?
Yeah, we purchased the chip,
And the water.
the chips and the water.
Some more. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay, thank you, Trinette. Thank you, Ryan. Symphony of the Americas, well, we have confirmed for August 17th, finally, they took forever. And they send an invoice, I have a preliminary, I did this before, I got the invoice from them. That's it. And,
It's the last page.
oh, yeah, I put an estimate of $4,000, and I think the invoice came in as 3,900. I tried, I sent an email to the church, and I called them again today. I still don't have an invoice regarding piano tuning or the fee. Last year, I think it was $500. I think, do we have another meeting before this?
Yeah,
July 10th.
July
Oh,
10th.
hold on, now that you guys say July 10th, for next month, your meeting's actually gonna be July 17th. There was, an issue on the calendar.
That's a Saturday.
No, July.
July 17th, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so I know, I want, and I'll remind you guys via email, I just wanna make sure, I know you guys normally have it on the second of the month.
July 17th.
But just for the month of July, it is going to be, the 3rd of the month, because there was a conflict with the schedule.
Okay, so July 17th, so we're still.
Same time, 7 p.m.
7 p.m., okay, I changed it here.
And I'll send an email to the other committee members.
Okay, so, yeah, because we need to make sure that, I mean, I think that the amounts will be almost the same. I have the servings, I mean, the food and water and ice, it's normally, and you have my, what is it, event form? And please, everybody that's doing events, submit the event form to Isle, because I haven't seen what's gonna be provided in either one that's coming up.
You have that one and the youth activity, same day, same time on the calendar.
For the 17th,
Yeah.
I don't think the youth activities one was booked correctly. It's not showing up in community conference room.
Cause I had it from before and here in the town website here, it shows both. Same day, same time.
Okay, I'll get with Gina, but, you guys should be fine, because I don't see them on the correct calendar.
Okay, so
If anything, they'll probably have to move it.
regarding.
I'll bring it up to Gina.
Okay, regarding our budget. Symphony of the Americans, our budget is $5,000. And I think we budget. The option 1 would be 5,075, which is, if we have the 3,900. Yes, I think we're in budget. And if we do the option 2, we don't have the piano tuning. So that will bring it even down more, so, I want to make a motion to approve this, budget, as it is.
No, but
Discussion?
you said, did David want to make a motion or were you making a motion?
No,
You can make
I'll
a
make
motion.
I'll make
You
a
can-
motion to approve the budget.
second discussion?
Second.
Geraldine.
I'll make a
Geraldine
motion.
Oh,
She seconded.
She made it for seconds.
Okay, so the budget will be, I'm gonna say option one, $5,075. And the performance fee will be $3,900. Oh, by the way, we lost the $165, right?
correct.
So remember, we wanted to move the
Yeah.
donation, let's
So
make that,
that's, so as a reminder, your sponsorship dollars get used first, your, yes, donations, anything external gets used first before the budget funds, so.
so. let's
That
just-
was used
That's-
before the budget was even.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate, we couldn't give them that.
And I do want to highlight it, I think, I don't know if I sent it to you or the entire committee, so I'll make the comment now. We are not, the committee is not to put out any cash baskets for this event.
Yeah.
If the musicians wish to be tipped, them at their own discretion can put out a basket, but that money should not be handled through the committee.
Okay,
And I also want to highlight the fact that the committee does not have discretion to just donate funds back to anybody.
Yeah,
Which
no.
was kind of the issue that happened last year. I'll remind you that right now we have a pending, I believe $600. I'll go back to my notes for Main Street Players that you guys had requested to donate from your budget. But I'll remind you that for you guys to do that, you had to go through council to get approval for that very specific funding. So
yeah,
just
I,
keep that in mind.
I believe this was the first time we ever donate our donations to the performers, because we've been doing the donation baskets like forever. And we've kept that money for ourselves to help, make some money for the event. So let's keep
But
that
the
in mind.
event,
So,
but I just want to make it.
But
clear, the event-
unfortunately, that wasn't how it was presented. And the people, including Councilman Ray Garcia, he thought that the donations was going to the actual musicians and not the committee.
The thing is that so the problem was that this was not communicated to staff in advance, and this was kind of just put out the day of. Had you guys brought this up to me, I would have happily clarified it for you. Unfortunately, I had to deal with that after the fact, after the events.
So to clarify this, so now we cannot have a basket at all.
No,
Even if we take the money.
the committee is not to handle cash. The committee is not to handle, and also, when we present this event to the community, when we promote it, we put it out as a free event. If you guys want to charge for your events, you guys can make that decision. I know historically you haven't, but that's part of the discussion of planning the events.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Like I said, we've been getting donations, like, since we started this event 15 years ago, and we.
But
never
they
had
can
an
do
issue.
it themselves, no?
If the musicians wish to put out a tip basket, they can do so. The committee is not to handle those cash
It's
donations.
there too.
Yeah, it's their,
Oh, they're-
they're the ones putting it out, not the committee.
Okay, that's good to know. So I'll keep my basket at home. Okay, thank you. So, did we make a motion and approve this? I was still discussing. Okay,
The only, I know this is related to the budget, but the only comment on the event, and I know Felicia's been working on it, as she mentioned, the church, that's really one of the big details that the town is missing, so we can go out and start promoting that.
Mhm.
As you know, right now, we have no confirmation from the church. I think
No,
there may be a
they-
there may be a verbal understanding with you and the church.
Yeah,
contract.
they emailed that it was available, that the venue was available for August 17th. That's all I know.
But I think that may have been some time back, because I was going back to my emails, I don't have any confirmation from them that,
Okay,
yes.
I'll look through my emails and I think they okayed it.
Okay, yeah, if they
That
did,
they-
perfect, we'll
That
put it out there.
I remember, I'll look at it tonight tomorrow, but I remember them saying, oh, August 17th is fine. We're gonna check, over the information, because I know they have a sound person there, which they didn't have before. So anyways, but as far as you can approve this budget now.
Yeah, no, it'd be great if you guys.
What time the concert is gonna be?
The concert's from 7 to 9.
7 to 9.
With a 15-minute intermission. And we normally like set up the food outside. And people eat, musicians eat, the food before they started the concert. And we sort of like mingle and then we go in and then we listen beautiful music. If you haven't been to them, I highly recommend it. And I requested because normally for the past 2 years since they have a new maestro, Diego, I guess he flies back to Spain and we don't have a maestro, so I'm working on it to ask Sandy, who's the contact person for them. She's been in the orchestra for many years. And to see if we can get somebody, because I know they have guests. Conductors. So she takes forever to respond, so she's very busy with events they're very busy with concerts. So I'll reach out to her too again, because I did run a couple you on it requesting why don't we have a conductor?
Yeah.
Because everybody conductors, because she comes in and she explains, it's piece, which is nice, but we want to.
Everybody take a vote?
Okay. Now we take a vote and.
Yes, the motion is, to approve option 1, which is $5,075 for the Symphony of the Americas. All in favor? Any nays? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Okay, next, beneficiary for month, debriefing,
I also provided an email, which I believe I shared with all of you already. There's a copy of that as part of your agenda.
So, yeah.
It's page 10 of your package.
Yes, you sent it to us, back in May. Right. So, yeah, okay, good. There's no voting on that. Concert in the park. Sharks.
Concert in the park, I've contacted two different people. I'm hoping by July 17th. I have it confirmed. I'm working on that. We moved it, for your information, we moved it to September. We're looking for the second week of September, because if we wait to October, we'll be in another fiscal year and we cannot use that money. So that's why I'm looking at the second Saturday in September. Well,
Be aware that we
okay.
do have a book talk,
Say again?
on the 5th, that's a question.
That's during the week though, the book talk.
Yeah, it's a Thursday, so this will be, can we check the calendar, so we know.
The
exactly-
calendar for Saturday, the Saturdays in September are September 7th and 14th. I think we need to be aware of, is there a federal holiday then?
Well, around the first weekend, I think that's when
I'm gonna pull it up now just so.
Labor Day, so we didn't want
No,
to.
so September 14th will be the best day.
But that's the weekend before.
Yeah, Labor Day is September 2nd, so you don't have to worry about it. after.
Yeah, that's true, okay,
So September 14th.
right now we're looking at September 14th,
Okay, we're gonna have it at the park?
same part, yeah.
Same park.
So that's a request to have it September 14th, I'm sorry? Is that what you guys are saying?
Time, 7 o'clock
At the park,
at the park.
at the Veterans Park, to be
Yeah.
specific, yeah,
Same one than the July 4th, no?
Yes,
yes.
if the girl winning, we'll have good weather. Last year it was like. Next year. Well, not last year, last year we didn't have it.
By next week,
So
July 17th.
who is the? You still don't
It's
know,
it's two groups I'm working with right now.
but we don't know who they are yet.
No, I don't have the names yet. One is Johnny James Orchestra, he has a daughter and he has a full orchestra.
Okay.
And then there's another one.
Yeah.
So you'll bring those two options, you said July 17th, just so I'm
Yes,
writing, okay,
right.
perfect.
I'll present them on the 17th and then we can vote on
So, yeah, and then we, yeah, it's making sure that, the estimate that they provide, we can.
it. This is a little bit more, a little jazzier than the 4th of July.
If I may, just to help you guys with this event, we had a really great performer last time. Unfortunately, that didn't work out because they got rained out and all that.
Mhm.
However, I want to emphasize that this is also one of the events that cost the committee the most dollars after Fourth of July. We did not get the attendance we wanted. I think sometimes the volunteers rely a lot on social media. Word of mouth is very, I think you get more quality out of that, and it's very important if you guys help us spread the word. On social media, if you help us share it, that's great, but also inviting your family, friends, your neighbors of this community, that, I mean, that's what you want the community out there. If you guys have any ideas for elevating the event, maybe adding something to it, please bring it to discussion
I have a-
to the next meeting. We wanna make sure, we wanna make sure we give the performance, the right attendance. And also if you're putting in all this money into it,
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys want the
Stage is
same.
important, the
Yeah.
lighting.
Yeah.
So, am I good to talk?
Yeah.
So the vendor, the owner of the family food trucks, which are using some of the community are using for some events. Touched base with me. He says that he teamed up with a group that does drone, drone,
Presentation,
like, yeah, I don't know. like-
show.
Like a show, like a drone show.
Did you say the one on American Got Talent?
Okay, just like that,
Yes.
just like that. Same type of.
Out of this,
event. Amazing.
they made pictures. At the end, they did a picture of Simon Cowell in the sky. Looked just like, him.
Yeah, he showed me a video and I could, it's the same thing that you saw there.
They line them up on the field and then all of a sudden they get all these things and they just take off all by computer.
Can you
So I
provide
told
more
him-
information so we can be informed and?
That cultural affairs sounded to me like the best one to approach. And that event, because of what you just said, would probably be also a good thing, because now you have two things that will
Yeah.
bring people in, and super important, I mean, two things, super important is that there's no cost associated with it. Because they want to like showcase the event.
This is the farmer's market?
No, the family food truck, the one that, the youth activities is,
Okay,
used
so
for
I'll get that
some of
contact from them, okay.
and I just want to see if, if that's okay, then he would come to the
Yeah,
next
we
meeting and he
need
could,
to like, meet and coordinate this as good as we've done with the farmers on the 4th of July. So we need to start planning it early. I mean, we have, how much, 3 months. So
Would
we
it
need to-
be feasible to have the drone show with the jazz? Like
We could do
before-
it in the mission.
I think that's what he's saying, like, to,
Oh,
get
that
like
one,
a
yeah.
day, maybe bring
Yeah.
it to that event.
yeah.
I think another important point to touch, is in terms of getting the audience, and I think this is something for all your events, not just for this one specifically. I think that the committee hasn't tapped into like community partners, organizations that would be interested in these type of events that probably already have a database members that are looking for these type of events. I think I remember 2 years ago, I think it was you, Charles, when you were doing this jazz concert, you mentioned that you had gotten into, I don't know if it was you or Trina, that you got into with North Miami, one of you with the council, with the equivalent of their Chamber of Commerce or something.
Good.
Or you know how there's the cultural like chambers
Cultural
and
affairs,
Hispanic
no.
societies, or I don't know, Asian, whatever there may be around. I think those are the type of community partners you probably want to tap into, because those are the people that are looking for these type of events. And they probably would be a good partnership for any future events, who knows what comes of it.
Yeah, it's networking.
Yeah, it's networking. So that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, I think the idea, and I didn't mention it here because I had a conversation. I mean, I'm gonna add it here because I think it's relevant. Is, the economic development, what's it called? Development Committee?
Economic Development Committee.
Matthew Casamayor, we had a quarterly meeting, check quarterly meeting. They wanted to get, the vendor, not the vendors, the merchants and doing something on Main Street. And that's something that we want to collaborate with them. They're very happy. Even the Graham said that they're happy to collaborate with us. So in the next meeting, we will probably have something. Unfortunately, they had their meeting today, but by the time we got here, the meeting was over. But yeah, we want to collaborate with them. They're very happy to do events on Main Street, musical events. And I was thinking of doing not just musical, but dancing. It's gonna bring and we used to call it, we used to have an event like that, we used to call it Main Street Live. So it's something that I'm, like I said, I don't wanna say too much on it because we're trying to coordinate with them, and of course, the committee has to approve it, and I hope they do. Because it's something that will put not only our committee in the map, but our town, so I'm very excited about it. And the Economic Development Committee is very happy about it too. So let's hope that we do the jazz and all these things, we can create something very useful for people here, and understand, that brings people from outside too, to invest in our town. So, anything else, Charles?
No, sir,
Okay, thank you. So we look forward to your
17.
update on the 7th. Thank you so much. Okay, in new business, we have, by the way, Justin is on his way, 10 minutes, so let's hope that he can make it on time. The proposed budget, I know we called behind because we didn't have, forum for a lot of previous meetings. So are we having a meeting or it's too late to propose,
So, I guess just to walk you guys through the budget process, so I believe I sent you guys an email that we were going into this season of planning for that. The budget office requested that the committees put together their budget based on the same amount that you were given this year, and just take a look at your budget line items and see if there's any line item that maybe you didn't use the funds for, that you don't think you need funds in that line item anymore, and that you could use those funds in another line item. So really just allocate your funding. So plan for the same total amount, which is,
39,500.
yes, so 39.5, and just allocate it as you wish to your current line items. Now, apart from that, there was going to be, if you guys wanted to put in requests for additional funding, like, we're calling this your wish list, then also, send that our way. But again, it's two different parts. One is really going based off of your current budget and just allocating those funds to where you need them. And the other is really your wish list, and we're able to get that additional funding for you, then we would grant it.
okay. Going back to our budget, I noticed that, for 4th of July budget is 11,000. But then when I saw, and that's what confused me, the budget here in the 4th of July, it says town budget 10,500. Can you explain why the difference?
Where do you see that?
Here it says town budget.
Right for the 4th of July.
10,000.
Oh, what there?
And then you look at our budget and it says 11,000.
Oh,
Might
then
be
I
a
just made
typo.
a, then yeah, I just put 10,500 once, 11,000.
And it isn't.
Yes, it is 11,000. It's what's in your budget report.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
You guys can X that, it's 11,000.
The new business, CAC communication procedures, implementation. I brought this up, I don't think we need to vote on this, it's just, an observation that.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, I don't mean to,
What is it?
disrupt you. I'm confused. I thought you guys were just doing the budget.
Yeah,
The
the
proposal
budget.
of the budget.
Yeah, I know, but I noticed when I looked at the budget and then I looked back at this. I'm moving to the next,
You're moving into B?
do you need to vote on this now?
Well, if you guys wish to make any changes to your budget, yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
deadline was
Let's
really
go back, let's go.
about 10 days ago, so it would need to be today, please. If
Okay.
there's any changes.
Okay, good. So the money stays, I recommend that we keep that money, the 39,500, and, see where we can allocate. Because I know. Okay, just read it and see where we can move money around, I don't think we can, but. Let's see.
What's do you guys understand the exercise? I'm sorry, I just want to make sure you guys are understanding what is being asked of you.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, in case anybody.
But do we have to make a motion to, leave it as is?
Yeah, we have.
Because
we
A
have-
wish list is something else completely.
Wish list, something.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Okay, do we need to make a motion just to accept this as is? And or also for the wish list? Cause
So, for example, let's.
I don't
say-
think we're ready for the wish list.
So the thing is that the deadline for this was about 10 days ago, so I
Mhm.
would appreciate if you guys give me this information by today's meeting. Secondly, if you guys don't give us anything, we're just gonna keep it as is. At least that's what we're gonna present to council. I wanna be clear, we're presenting to council as is with the allocations as is right now.
Okay,
So if you guys don't do anything because you feel it's fine, then whatever, that's what we'll keep it at. Again, at the end of the day, it's up to council discretion. If they feel like they see something they wanna add, they can do that, they can remove. But we're just prepping the budget that we're gonna present to them initially based on the same as this year, which is what, at the end of the day, we're asking you guys to go off the 39,500. It's just, do you need the allocations to be different? That's really the question.
right.
So we keep the same budget. But can we request it, for example, the 4th of July, can we request more money for it?
But
That's your wish
are you
list.
requesting
Wish
more
list.
money in addition to the 39,500 at that point? Yes. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that would be your wish list.
That's on
The
the,
additional
So
is
we're
your
going-
wish list.
Okay, so
However, if it's additional one line item and you're just taking from another, that's not your wish.
which I don't think would be right to do it
Feasible.
right now or feasible, because we don't know what we have until we use it or don't use for that allocation. We can always move around.
I
Like in
mean,
the
there's,
past.
at this point, you guys only have two other events really for the end of this fiscal year. So you kind of do have an idea roughly at this point, what has been used, like, I can tell you right now, you guys have 2 line items that you're not touching at all. So to me, it doesn't make sense as to why you're keeping money in those funds to begin with.
Which are the two
Our
line items?
Basel hasn't been done,
Juneteenth.
at least in the,
Juneteenth.
yeah.
Yeah,
Basel-
They need to go.
that's 1,000.
Basel has not been touched for the last 3 years.
Which one?
The first, the second one that says Basel
Basil.
has not been touched in the last 3 years. I don't even
Okay.
know if people
well,
laugh. And then, I'm sorry, and I wanna highlight, and then Juneteenth.
Right.
Nothing, as you can see, Juneteenth is tomorrow. There's not an event for it, so you guys are not gonna be using this fund.
So that's
That's the
15.
type of thing that I'm saying. It may benefit you to use those funds for another event. And now I'm not saying to do that, that's up to
Right.
your discretion. I mean, I guess, you guys have to figure out, are we doing anything for this? If we are, then yeah, we do need the
Well,
funds.
we previously, we talked about our Basel money to use it like for art around town to have, unfortunately that didn't fall through. But yeah, we do need, to use that money in case we wanna do or collaborate with artists that want to exhibit.
Through the chair, I think we should, take the Art Basel and the Juneteenth and add to the 4th of July. That'll give you like that'll give you like 14,000 and 700.
So if we wanna do an artistic event, then we have no money.
Yeah,
Well, we haven't done one in 3 years,
but we have to do it before the fiscal year.
right? And
No,
you're not gonna do it before the.
At
30th
this
of-
point, you're not
June.
using Juneteenth for this year, but for this fiscal year, and at this point, you're not using Basel for this fiscal year. That's what I mean.
Yes.
This is in prepping for what you're asking for next fiscal year.
Mm,
So the question is, are you guys planning to do something next fiscal year related to Basel or Juneteenth? Those would be, I think, critical questions to ask yourselves
Charles, was that?
when you're preparing for the new budget.
But I like the idea of art in town. With,
Yeah.
that Alicia has.
Yeah, we can change the name of it instead of Basel,
Doesn't have
because
to be
that was an
Basel.
idea that Neil had to create something during our Basel in December to bring artists, and we did have a couple of them, unfortunately, but now we have artists that want to participate. So, we can talk more about it, but I would not just disregard that, and we can, talk about it more.
I would suggest that a committee member make a motion, either you do want to change the budget for what you're proposing for next year, or you don't. And we can go from there.
I motion that we keep the budget as is with the current allocations.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there a discussion? Or any more than the one?
Okay, All in favor?
I,
Against?
Alicia, did you vote?
Yeah.
I don't,
All in favor, yeah, aye.
okay. Did all of you vote? I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were all yes, okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep the same
The
amount,
same amount.
the 39,500.
Now, is there any wish list? Or we're not, they're not going to explore?
Right now, I think we have to think more about it, we're going to rush through it. So, are you gonna bring you about? And we should just think about it and bring your wishes next time. Okay. Okay, we need to make a motion for the wish list?
no,
Okay. Okay, so it's invited. Basic communication procedure, okay. Like I mentioned before, we're done with this item, not for
Yeah, so now we're on to 8B.
AD. Okay, the reason I want to bring this up is because, I know we're not supposed to communicate regarding, we're not, let's say, we're organizing something and logistically, we say, hey, you're gonna bring this, you're gonna bring that, but when it's something that's gonna be, I would say, change or something, I think we need the town to be the official one, doing that, because, we don't want people confused with text messages about, we're gonna change the date of this, we're gonna do this and do that. Because I know some people did not get, the information, so I recommend that if there's any changes or any issues, to have the town do it, not to text each other out.
can you give an
Well,
example?
people didn't receive what, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure, because I think,
An example was that, I know the fishing tournament was just sending a text message to, but you didn't have the whole list of people. So, I replied to you and I got a message from somebody, I think it was you, thank you for this, I said, no, it was Renee, but you said that you never got that email or text message, right? So it was confusing.
the email of what
No, she
exactly.
did get the
what-
text. That's why she was
The
thanking you.
The
Yeah.
text.
She did get the text, that's why she thanked you by mistake instead of Trinette.
Yes.
Yay.
Maybe she didn't get the
Let's-
email.
Let's,
Did you get the email saying it was canceled?
No, I got a text.
That
what I'm
was.
saying is how, I know sometimes, people don't open their emails, but have the town be the official one, although you said, they're gonna be officially. So again, we need to keep the same
Channel of communication.
channel of communications, because otherwise, because I got confused, whether she didn't get it, or,
Do you have all our phone
phone
numbers?
numbers? Yeah, we need.
Yeah,
everybody's
so
phone
I
number.
just want to make sure, I'm sorry, I do. I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're requesting of staff. Staff, whenever I send one of you guys a communication, you'll see that my email is the one up top, and that's because I'm blind copying the rest of you. So you guys are
Yeah,
all
because
receiving
we
this.
don't, again, when you blind copy people, we don't know who's getting it.
Yeah, no, but I'm assuring you that whenever it's something as a cancellation, me as a liaison for cultural affairs sends it out to all of you, not just one of you. So that
No, no, no.
cancellation was sent
You
to
don't
all of
understand.
you.
It's like, we got the text message and.
But the text message is like an individual, I just wanna be clear, the text message was an individual person sending it out. Staff does communicate it to all the committee members, nobody.
What I'm
excluded.
saying is,
Yeah, you
we
know.
should be the one sending it, not have, like, the text message and then the.
Well, I can't control what an
sent it, yeah.
individual sends as a text
I
message.
sent it as a
But I got-
courtesy, the text message, it was not obligated to be sent, and I asked if I could send it, as long as we were not voting on it, I just sent. The fishing fishing tournament has been
No,
canceled,
it's like,
but we didn't discuss anything regarding rescheduling, because as I will explain, that was gonna be addressed today at the meeting.
okay,
So it was as a courtesy
think-
in
I think
case
there's
somebody
no-
was gonna miss the.
Okay, hold on, I think I'm on,
I think.
Felicia, you rather have a text than an email, because not everybody sees their email?
No, I'd rather have the email. Or you can even text us. I mean, I
No,
know you.
no, she's not
No,
gonna
I
text. She's gonna do
send
email.
out official email communications and like that, it's on the record. I just wanna understand on staff send what it is that you're requesting from me, because I think I did what you're requesting anyways.
I know, but what I'm saying is, because we had previously that we could not send each other or communicate with each other regarding, information. So, it's like,
You guys know, and I'm gonna be clear, I don't know where I think you're maybe talking about regarding the sunshine and all that. You guys can communicate with one another as long as it's not an item that is coming up for discussion or voting. An event being canceled is not something that's gonna come up for vote. What was gonna come up for vote is if you were going to reschedule.
Which came
So
up today.
Trinette asked me as an individual, hey, can I give a heads up to the committee? Since she was the chair of this event, she was the first one I reached out to. Before I got to you guys, and I told her, hey, we're looking to cancel the event because of the circumstances. So she told me, hey, I just want to give the committee a heads up. Can I do that? And I told her, yes, but please do not talk about rescheduling, because if that comes up in front of the board, now we are talking about some check that.
okay, so,
So, and I believe, my understanding was that she was going to send a message letting you guys know, heads up, you were going to be receiving a cancellation email, which you all did.
my next question is, you were the one who told her that it was gonna be canceled, or she was the one that said, you're canceling this, can I send this?
I don't remember the sequence of events now, but I was in communication with her in regards to the weather.
So she made the decision, not the town. to
What
cancel-
decision?
To cancel. the-
No, I've been in communication with her about the weather. Hey, we're looking to cancel this event because of what's going on.
Okay, so you basically said, well, okay,
Yes.
that's all I needed to know. Okay.
No, but I wanna understand what it is that,
No,
You
no,
want
because
to
I was
implement, so I
confused
wanna make
because,
sure-
I was like, not supposed to be communicating, but.
no, I wanna be very clear because again, sunshine violations, anything that's gonna come up for a discussion or a vote. If the event, for example, at this point, 4th of July, it's not coming up for any further discussion or vote. At this point, you guys can discuss it, cause anything that you guys are discussing is not anything that is going to be
Right.
voted on or brought in front of the public. If there's something to be made a decision about, that is what you guys are not supposed to be communicating. Things
Okay,
such
so-
as a heads up, reminder, we have an event on Saturday, it's fine. Hey, remember to bring, I don't know, I asked you to bring a tent, that's fine. Do you guys have any questions on sunshine? I wanna make sure I'm not misleading any.
I do have a question. Jerry, you said you did not get her email?
I didn't get her email, but I did get her text, because I have all of her emails.
Al, can you verify, Jerry?
Yeah,
Do you get,
And if
do
it-
you get emails in your phone?
yeah, I do. I get email on my phone, and I have one here. I have the cultural affairs meeting, I have hello MVP. New member appointments. That's what I got. I didn't get anything about
The council,
the cancellation of
I
the
haven't.
fishing.
Maybe it went to your junk or spam because I do email you guys quite a lot.
It was
Maybe
sent
it
to-
doesn't
Yes, I
do
usually
that.
get you, I get your emails, and if it did, I mean, when I
Yeah.
see junk mail, I just delete it all. I don't go
Yeah,
through
cause
it.
I have here Thursday,
At
the
5:17 p.m.
13th at 5:18 PM on my server, it says Ivelisse, Felicia, Elsa, Carla, Trinette,
Mhm.
Geraldine, Justin, Charles, Marietta, Madeline,
So everybody.
and Z. So all
Okay,
committee members,
so-
that nobody
so
was excluded
maybe-
from that.
The title was Father's Day, if that helps you any.
It says Father's Day fishing tournament canceled.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
have anything that says Father's Day fishing
I
tournament.
went to jump.
So
I
it
called
it
somebody.
probably went to
Yeah.
junk.
I can see that happening because I do
Person.
email you guys frequently,
Yeah.
so maybe your
Yeah, so
server
like I
thought it
read you
was
all the
spam.
ones I got from you.
Okay, so let's wait
Yeah.
till we check.
I
our
read
mail then. Okay,
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
okay. Justin, where are you?
Oh, yeah, I guess secretary,
Um,
the record show that.
Oh,
was
that's
in.
here. Oh, I also wanted to make a point because, when we did the roll call, I don't think I mentioned, Carla or Marietta.
They are officially part of your roster.
They're still
I'm
on.
happy to send out an updated one if you guys need one, but they are part of your roster.
Yes, and I've been,
I guess I'm not gonna go through all the names right now, but you guys are a total of 12 right now.
Yeah, I have them, I just didn't read their names out.
Oh, okay. Some committees just go through the room. If it makes it easier for me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Justin, thank you so much for your help on the getting our, I mean, we mentioned it, but you weren't here when we mentioned it, on getting the food vendors
Oh,
from
no
Fourth of July. So you might have to watch the video for the rest of the meeting.
I appreciate the recognition, but no, I just wanted to help.
So. And then go, I think I already mentioned this, the Miami Lakes Library House sculpture refinishing potential artists. I mentioned it in my report. Yeah, we do have a couple of, artists. And if you know of anybody else who's interested, we may have to, you know. We like to see what they're doing because every time we do the cow and in the form that we have to bring up in the next meeting. And approve the changes because it's changing up basically the name of the town manager and some other things. Is to make sure that the art is not offensive, political or advertising. So that's the criteria. So if you know of any artist that wants to do it. We cannot give them the form yet because it's not revised or official. It is official, but we need to make some adjustments to it. So please do send out the list so we can. We know.
Through the chair, how much are we talking about a ballpark for refinishing a cow?
Well, there was one artist that said that, she would do it for free. So we have to get an estimate from them, how much, if they wanna charge us, how much it's gonna be. All I know right now is, the cow program used to be a money making for us years ago, as you know. And back then it was like $6,000 to buy the cow. The last one was the one in Publix. And, which was lost for several years and we found it in the house. Luckily it was not a real cow, it was a little dog. And then, just basically, you know, but now we had, I think a couple of years ago, the Veterans Committee wants the cow. But, the studio that we use, which is the studio that have done the Coral Gables ones, and I know they did the Coyote one. It went up from $6,000 to $9,000.
I have an update on that.
No.
No, I mean, an updated number from that.
Okay.
So, and I guess this serves as a refresher if you guys, this is something you guys wish to implement. I believe the committee had the idea last year to revamp the program at some point. We had requested a quote because as Felicia mentioned, the Veterans Committee wanted to do it. So at that, this was, looking at my emails, this was, August 2022. So mind you, right, prices have probably
Yes, indeed.
increased by now. And they gave us a quote of $11,000.
Oh, 11?
Yes. So that was 2 years ago, keep that in mind. And then in terms of next steps, this is what we would need for you guys, if this is something you guys want to consider. The committee needs to motion second, discuss, and vote on whether you guys want to take this initiative on.
one vendor for doing the cow?
No, you guys are welcome to source out other vendors. I think, I don't know how we got to this one.
This vendor, the reason we used them, it was the, I mean, they used to have their studio in New Orleans. Their studio got destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. So they were doing the cows basically in Europe. And they would split the cow in two and ship them here, so it's a really interesting. Yeah, split the cow.
They already have the-
And then they would use them here and then, but,
get into the
I'll
luggage.
reach out to them to see what the new,
Yeah,
cost is or what, either, because the quality and because the original design of the cows was done by one of our, actually, she used to be the part of the committee. And she it was Barbara Barron, and she sketched the cow and that's the model that we used, and that's the sketches that we sent to their studio. So, so we had a few cows. that were done in New Orleans. Through, like I said, from the information that we got, but they're very good. So if we can get the quality of cow, because we don't want a cow that looks totally different from what we have. And as a matter of fact, in relation to the cow, we had a presentation last night at our neighborhood improvement committee about a linear park they want to do, and they want to introduce artwork. We briefly talked about it, so they wanted to do like a 40-foot high cow. I said, no, on the corner of 57th and 138. That's in the works, they're going, I don't know if they'll come here to talk to us about it, but just giving you a heads up on it. But I had ideas of doing a different cow there because, we want something different. And, we'll, like I said, if they come into the presentation, do you know if Jeremy wants to do a presentation about the linear park?
My understanding is he was going to NIC and to, EDC.
EDC, not the cultural affairs.
No, but I think the grant right now is not related, so it's not related.
No,
to
but,
art,
but
it's
they
still-
wanted to
still
incorporate,
separate.
because I saw in the presentation, they wanted to incorporate art. And one of their people in their department wanted to do this huge cow in the corner. And I said, no, we want something very nice. So that when people drive by, they see this. And I found some nice ones, so we can, talk about it later.
Through the chair, you said we make a much, how much are we making from the cow? Let's say the cow's $10,000. How much are cultural affairs getting for it?
What we did is, again, it's been way back, but we would, let's say, buy the cow and then get the sponsor for a certain amount of money, and whatever the difference was, we kept that money.
As an example, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000?
I have to look up in my notes, my old notes from way back.
I'm saying that if it's not significant, let somebody else do the cows.
That was our project. I think it's more like, we did the cows because it was a program that our first chairperson said, because Miami Lakes used to be a dairy farm.
No,
And said,
I
even if you
understand
lose
that
all the
stuff.
cows, let's have something that, because everybody identifies Miami Lakes, at least with cows. So we wanted to keep it. I mean, if we wanted to have somebody else do it, I think it would be like we were the ones who originated it. And I think it would be kind of like art. It's art and it's, it's something that, but we can look into the numbers. I know they're being going up. But I remember that we had, yeah, we have to negotiate, find somebody else.
So we would be required to come up with the 11,000 first to buy the cow?
If I may, through the chair, because I think there's a lot of, things to discuss, obviously. But I want to guide you guys to the guidelines of what was last said to the committee members of how to go about to even revive this program. So I just want to make sure you guys know this. I'm happy to put in an email for you guys to reference those notes. The committee, again, needs to motion second, discuss and vote on whether they want to take this initiative on. It's been many years since this program. We need a vote from CSE to confirm that this is something that you guys are going to spearhead, because as of right now, this is a non-existent thing. It was once upon a time and it kind of died out.
Yeah, but why, I mean, it was something that we approved years ago, why say, no, we're not gonna do it anymore?
Because-
we did not approve to let it go.
Because right now, you're not talking about the same cost, and this has been dormant for years. The reason I need guidelines from the committee to take on is also because part of this is revising the form, so we need to tap our town attorney. I'm not going to tap the town attorney unless I know it's an initiative that you guys, you know, this is something you guys are interested in and are actually gonna do. So that's kind of why I need to know.
I think before, I mean, I would vote in favor of keeping it because it was a nice project that we started. I think it was the first year when we had the committee. And it's art, it's something that we wanna, and people were enthusiastic about it. We had the idea of, hold on a second. The idea of having cows in different
We
locations.
have one more
having
minute
like
for the meeting to end.
Huh?
We have one more minute.
Okay, so, I'll look into the cost, and then bring it back next week.
So if I may finish just again with the guidelines, this is me really trying to help you guys if this is something you want to do. So if you guys agree to take this on, the cultural affairs needs to come up with up-to-date guidelines on what the steps are and how a business would go about this. From inquiry inquiries to installation. What are the steps? What are the processes? Cultural affairs needs to define that if this is something you want to spearhead. When you guys finalize that, you would obviously give that through me to the town attorney for him to do one last look at the form, give his opinion if anything needs to be
So
changed,
basically,
removed, and
the
after that, we
town's
can go
the-
live.
So the town, we decide if we keep it or not, but the town is basically doing the guidelines or we do the guidelines?
No, I just said cultural affairs needs to come up with up-to-date guidelines on what the steps are
So
and how
update
a
the program.
business would go about.
Update the program to current prices, current. from
Because
start
right
to
now, we
finish.
don't have anything. You're working off of a really old. Form that is probably, I don't know what's even, still relevant
We
today.
kept-
Dave.
We kept it as simple as possible. We had the attorney look into it, so it's a matter of changing in a couple.
Okay, so can we suggest that, for maybe our possible next meeting? Bring up an updated program, so we have a better idea, maybe it's not feasible to keep it on.
Yeah, but why kill it? Why kill the cow?
I didn't say kill it, I said, I agree, we need to update it, I mean, a pair of shoes costs $100, now it costs 500, I mean. And maybe we don't have anybody that can do it, I mean, permits or something, I don't know, permits?
No, the town takes care of it.
Again, we need an updated.
Okay, right. So we'll, again, discuss this next time. I'll put it in the agenda and.
I would suggest if this is an item that, again, it sounds like Alicia or whoever's spearheading this item. I would suggest that you guys just come up with next steps for our next meeting, other than, then we're just discussing it again. What is the next step? So that you guys are prepared if this is something you wanna take.
gonna share some notes.
Whatever, the guidelines that I was just walking you guys through how to go about it, I'm happy to send that to
Okay,
you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're gonna get it? Okay.
Okay, unless we have announcements, where do you want to do the next one? Announcement, everybody?
Do you guys have a public comment?
Public comment?
I'm here to join. I was, looking forward to the 4th of July meeting you might have been having tonight, but, I definitely came out
That
of time.
topic, that
No, no
topic.
worries.
It was 7:30,
7:00.
7 o'clock. I had 8:30 on the website.
So you're gonna get, for the next meeting, you're gonna bring us an updated information guidelines.
Yeah.
Program.
I'll work on, I'll work on. So I know it's something that we work on it,
I might have somebody who can actually create the actual cow too, so I'll send that information
okay.
to Idle, I guess.
Thank you, Jeff.
If you get, you know what, I'll share the old quote from 2 years with you, so that's something to base it off of.
Okay, perfect.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I'll send
So
these
is that-
guidelines on how you, if you guys wanna
Do we
approach
need
the
to make a
project.
motion to?
No, that's what I'm saying, bring your items ready for next meeting, so then you could just vote on it, right? That would make sense.
Thank you, Justin.
But I'll send that to all of you, the quote, so you have something to reference as well.
Yeah, that form I think we shared.
And I'll send the old quote and the old form as well, because at this point, I know you guys tried discussing it, but this was like 2 years ago.
You keep the sketch, the sketch.
Yeah, we have a sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
That
send
would
you
be
guys all the
awesome to
details I
have it,
have.
but
okay?
if you find somebody
We
that
did
can
present
do it,
this one
that
time,
would
and
be our
unfortunately was
starting
voted
point.
down. Okay, so we're a little bit, 3 minutes over, 3 minutes over.
No, but you guys covered a lot.
We covered a lot, and again, thank you for adjourning. Do I hear a motion, to adjourn?
Felicia,
Make a motion to adjourn,
Second.
seconded by everybody.
all in favor?
Aye.
Using hands at 8:30.
Take care of this meeting, right? Thank you.